Today I'm going to be going over two different examples of how to solve compound inequalities. The first example we are going to look at is 2x minus 3 is less than 5, or x plus 14 is greater than 11. Okay, so we have two different inequalities here, and we're going to have to solve each of them separately, and then we're just going to graph them both on our number line here. So we're going to start with this 2x minus 3 equals 5. So I'm going to rewrite it out underneath. Oh, sorry, hold on. Alright, so I'm going to rewrite it down here. So we got 2x minus 3 is less than 5. So just like solving an equation, the first thing that I'm going to get rid of is whatever's added or subtracted to our variable, which is this negative 3 here. So I'm going to add it to do my opposite operation, and I still have to do it to the other side. So these ones cancel out here, and I get 2x is less than 8. So now I need to get x all alone still, so I got to get rid of that 2, and I do that by dividing. And whatever I do to one side, I have to do the other. And those 2's cancel out, so I get x is less than 8. And that is my first problem. So I'm going to go ahead. Oh, I'm not going to graph it yet. I'm going to move on to the other one. So this one I got to get x all alone, still getting whatever is added or subtracted gone first. So that's this 14. And I can do that by subtracting 14 from both sides. These ones cancel out, and I get x is greater than negative 3. Alright, so now I am ready to go to my number line. I know I'm going to need negative 3 and I'm going to need 8. So I'm going to put negative 3, negative 4. I'm thinking this isn't going to be enough lines here, so I'm actually going to count by 2's. So that was negative 3, so this is going to be negative 5. That is a 5, I swear. Then we got negative 1. Then we have 1, 3, 5, and 7, and 9. Now, so all my even numbers are on these marks in between them. Okay? So let's start with the green one. So x was less than 8. So I'm going to go up to 8, and it's going to be an open circle at 8, and everything less than. So I'm going to shade this way, all the way down here. Alright, now I have x is greater than negative 3. So I go to negative 3, and again it's going to be an open circle, and everything is going to go this way. So I'm going to shade everything in between here. Okay? So actually looking at this, I have everything in between negative 3 and 8. This really should not be an or. This should be an and statement. Okay? So that was a mistake that the people made when they created this problem for me. So and equations will look like little dumbbells, like in that video you just watched, or statements will have things going either way. And these circles can be either closed or open. It doesn't matter. One can be closed, one can be open. It's all going to be the same. Alright, so that's your first example of a compound inequality. And now we're ready to look at our example 2. So this example we have 4 is less than 2m, which is less than or equal to 8. Now this time we don't have two different problems set up, but we can take this information and set up two different problems. So that's what we're going to do. The first problem is just going to be looking at this half over here. So our first side is going to be 4 is less than 2m. And then our second problem is just going to be this half over here. So it would be 2m is less than or equal to 8. So So now that I have my two inequalities, I am ready to solve them just like in the last example. So here I have 2m. I don't have anything added or subtracted there, so I can go straight to getting rid of this 2. So I'm going to divide them both sides by 2. And I end up with 2 is less than m. But when I do this, I like to make sure my m is on the left-hand side because then it makes it way easier for me to graph. So I'm going to flip everything, including the sign. So I'm going to get m is greater than 2. So these two statements mean the same thing. Now we're going to look at our second example. Again, I still have to start by getting rid of that 2, so I divide both sides by 2. And I get m is less than or equal to 4. Okay? And now we are ready to graph these on our number line. So let's make one here. Let's say alright. So let's make this let's make this 1. And then we get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so it doesn't matter which one we start with, but I'm just going to start with this green one here because it's on the left. So we got m is greater than 2. So I'm going to draw my circle at 2, and it's open because it's not or equal to, and I'm shading above. Then we got m is less than or equal to 4, so at 4, oops, that's a big circle, but I'm going to color it in because it's or equal to, and it is less than, so I'm going to shade in between. And then that's it. So we're done with the second example. I hope those helped.